What they have done! Wow, this is way beyond expectations. Guys, this is AOA from back in the day, and that's the best possible comment I could ever make for anything. Hello guys, this is Juneri, I'm an artist, developer and producer, and today I'm going to watch 3 Pieces light up. Oh, mini disc.
답답한 모든 것들 다 지워버려 복잡한 생각 따위 다 버려버려 혼돈의 터널 지나 불빛이 보여 이제는 치고 올라갈 일밖에 없어 참을 만큼 참았고 견딜 만큼 견뎠어 이젠 정말 내 차례야 Come on now
Yeah!
Yes hurry 더 빨리 위에서 눈을 떠있고 밑에선 치고 오르고 꼭 집에서 들 때까지 언제나 나만 찾지 이제는 바꿔야만 돼 그놈의 MZ 난 뭐지 난 어디에도 속할 수 없지 그럼 나는 CUTE I love it this 빛이 날 위로 더욱 위로 I love it this 빛이 더 빨리 더욱 hurry I love it this 빛이 날 위로 저기 위로 I love it this 빛이 더 빨리 좀 더 hurry 더 이상 참지 못해 네 입으로 오를래 이 세상 누구보다 빛날 더 높이 피어올라 날아올라 널 향해 갈 거야 솔직히 비교해줘 냉정히 들어 빠져 누가 더 좋니 멋지니 잘하니 더 크게 피어올라 불타올라 널 사랑할 거야 전부를 내게 줄게 아끼지 않을 거야 다시는 내 곁을 떠나지 못하도록 Come on now Yes hurry 더 빨리 Yes hurry I love it this 빛이 날 위로 더욱 위로 I love it this 빛이 더 빨리 더욱 hurry I love it this 빛이 날 위로 저기 위로 I love it this 빛이 더 빨리 좀 더 hurry 더 이상 참지 못해 네 입으로 오를래 이 세상 누구보다 빛날 더 높이 피어올라 날아올라 널 향해 갈 거야 솔직히 비교해줘 냉정히 들어 빠져 누가 더 좋니 멋지니 잘하니 더 크게 피어올라 불타올라 널 사랑할 거야 전부를 내게 줄게 아끼지 않을 거야 다시는 내 곁을 떠나지 못하도록 Come on now Yes hurry 더 빨리 Yes hurry
Yay! What they have done! Wow, this is actually way beyond expectations. I'm gonna start with full disclosure. I am heavy biased for 3 Piece because I actually know one of the girls, and it's natural for me to actually cheer up and try to like this even further. But I don't think this is needed because this is so good. And I'm going to give some context as well. This is not some kind of high budget company or girl group. They're actually below mid budget. But it shows what you can do when you have good talent and company that makes really nice decisions. And of course has some basic capital to support the group. So 3 Piece have debuted in the summer with the song Summer Feeling. I have actually done an official remix of that and it was actually a really nice song. Also kind of unexpectedly nice. That said, it didn't have the budget and visuals of this. That's why I'm so surprised. But most importantly, I'm going to focus on the actual song and the music video here. Guys, this is AOA from back in the day. And that's the best possible comment I could ever make for anything. AOA and everything they have done is one of the fans' favorites. And I'm not only talking about Korean fans fans here, I'm talking about global fans, that they got into K-pop for exactly this kind of things. But K-pop has changed a lot through all these years, and we got to several new styles, a lot of retro wave influence. Then we got this female empowerment movement that has eliminated a lot of the sensuality that K-pop used to have. And then we added this princessy, show-off kind of vibe, and slowly these kind of girl groups that actually express their feelings and they dance really nicely and sensually, they were just gone. But this is exactly that older vibe. But the big challenge that 3-Piece and their company had to do here is how to revive this kind of style without sounding old. Or as they say in Korean, chonsuro, which has a bad connotation. It means this village look because it's out of fashion. But to me, this has absolutely no relation to that. This is a totally 2024 product visually. The song production is at the highest quality. The girls perform it just perfectly. They have all this nice dynamic and energy. Now, would I rather see this with more girls, like 5 or 7 girls? Sure. But that's when everything becomes complicated. That's when the budgets get higher and higher because you need to manage all these girls together, and that's how you start compromises. But having only 3 girls, it's much easier for their company to focus on 3 talents and just bring the best out of them and use the rest of the budget for actually doing productions. This came out actually just a few months after their debut song Summer Feeling, and if they continue at this pace and at this quality, I think they're actually gonna become relevant really soon. This is not a joke. So the song is this kind of playful girl group song, a lot of dancing, nice vocals on top. We have seen very good versions, as I said, with AOA, and we have seen some cheap, bad versions with some other girl groups that tried to imitate AOA and they just didn't do it very well. And we have also seen some type of these songs from Mamamoo, especially at the beginning of the career, of course at the highest level and really skillful vocal. But that one was giving a vibe of female empowerment that it's much harder for a guy to connect with. This has the actual sensuality of AOA, and I really love how they keep it classy. They're sensually dressed, of course, but they don't overdo it anywhere in the music video. Talking about the music video, I think it's really good use of budget. They have a few good locations, but they are very well filmed, very good lighting, really good cinematography, and that's all you need. Look at the skin colors here. They have this warm kind of vibe, and the feeling and the resolution. Everything reminds me of that era of K-pop that we all loved, and probably the reason why we're here to begin with. The girls look gorgeous, the styling of the clothes is really nice. It's fashionable, but it remains classy. It doesn't have this expensive feel that you would see, I don't know, in Baby Monster, for example, but this is a different kind of group anyways. The hairstyling is also fantastic. It adds a lot to the quality of the visuals. The girls are very pretty, and they can actually sing, as you can hear in the song. So I don't know if their company spends so much money to bring in people and assets that they can lift this up so much, or perhaps it's a more honest attempt from everybody involved in the company and the girls just doing their job really, really well and lifting up the product in that way. Or maybe both are valid. So thank you so much 3-Piece for reminding us why we like K-pop to begin with. This was an absolutely fantastic and, as I said, unexpected release. I already saw they were performing their debut song Summer Feeling on TV, and I assume in some live shows as well. So I think their company has good network and good supply of investment in order to keep these girls out there. And I honestly think if they keep doing this, another 2 or 3 releases, people are really gonna start noticing them. Both of their songs were very bright in tone. The first one was, of course, Summer Feeling. It was almost a Eurovision song. I think the songwriter actually was famous for writing Eurovision songs. And this one, of course, is very bright because of all the trumpets and saxophones and whatever is going on in there. But the winter is coming, and I wonder if 3-Piece can actually offer us a little darker concept. The problem with darker concepts, of course, is that they are not that performable. When people are out there and they're watching these little concerts that often happen in Korea and they bring all these groups, they want something to cheer up. They don't want a serious and dark song. But from the perspective of arts, I would really love to see them doing some sensual dark concept.
기억해 날 사랑한 적 같잖아 멋대로 돌아오지 마 안아주세요 날 받아주세요.
But maybe they're just fine with this AOA/Hello Venus kind of style, and maybe that's what they're gonna continue offer. Maybe as they progress, they start making these larger albums so that they have some beat tracks and they can go and film a separate little music video for their beat track, and that song could actually have a very different tone while they're keeping this kind of bright vibe for their A track. But in other case, I'm very excited about what they're doing. I think this was exceptionally well done. I cannot find any flaws. Of course, if it was one of the top 10 girl groups like aespa, IVE, LE SSERAFIM, I would start complaining a little about the set, the background. Maybe they could have done more like this, more like that, but this is not one of those groups, at least yet. And what they're doing here is way above their initial market placement. It means the company knows how to do it, it means the company has the funds to do it, and it also means the girls are doing it very well. So it's not like a random one-time win. I think they're gonna continue doing well. So really great job, 3Piece and their company and production team. I'm gonna watch this a few more times and probably remix it anyways. And I already cannot wait to see what they're preparing for us for the next comeback, whenever it is. Hopefully sometime in the winter with a slightly different concept, but also in this vibe. So flawless job. See you next time.